Happy Sunday, friends and family. You know who it is. It's Russell Mack, the OG. And welcome to Old School Sunday. I hope you're doing well. I'm ready to preview. And today, we're talking about a 1994 release. We know, I think it was a couple of old Sundays ago, we talked about a 1995 release. You know, that was my high school years, okay? So we talking about 94. Now, can you remember what you were doing in 94, where you were in 94, all right? Let's get into this fragrance preview. I think you're going to like this fragrance. It's a well-known fragrance. The scent was groundbreaking. Let me tell you the olfactive description. It's woody, aquatic, and that was introduced in 94. So, are you ready? Meet me on the other side of this open song, and let's get into this fragrance preview. Russell Mack is here, baby. Let's get it.
All right. Okay.
Welcome back, family. It's Old School Sunday. We're going all the way back, y'all, to 1994. If you remember when I talked about that age, hey, I was riding that white caddy, sitting on them gold things. You dig? Dayton's. Some of you may know them. Trues and Vols. Them gangster white walls. See, a lot of you may not know about them Trues and Vols. Them white walls, them thick white walls. And you had to clean them. And we'd clean them with some steel wool pads or Brillo pads. You couldn't roll up on the block, man, with dirty white walls. You heard me? Your car had to be spotless. And there's a fragrance that came out during those times. See, when it came out, you had to have it. 1994, y'all. It was a groundbreaking fragrance. This house been around since the 60s. And they opened up a boutique in the 70s. What else can I say about them? Their name means one of their names means firstborn. That's the first name of the fragrance. The second name means three houses. So before I get any deeper, if you're new to my channel and you tapped on this thumbnail and you probably thought, ain't nothing to it. You got this face, you got this voice. This is Solomon's Vineyard. I'm glad to have you. Would you be a part of the family? Why don't you hit the subscription bell? The subscription button, I'm sorry. Button bell. You got a button for the subscribe, a bell to receive all our notifications from this channel. You need them both. How about that? Then, I want you to share it to your family. Because when you find me, you're going to want your family and friends to know about me. Go on and do that. Hit that thumbs up. You know you want to. Go on, hit it. Then, comment. You can participate in every video I upload. And all you got to do is comment. And listen, if you're wearing a fragrance, let your boy know your scent of the day. All right? So, that's all you got to do, class. Let's get into the house that we are referring to today. This bottle was given to me by a great pastor friend of mine. He's great to me because I've been knowing him and I have been around him. He sings with the legendary Lighthouse Gospel Singers here from Baton Rouge. They're internationally known. In fact, they're known all over the country. So Reverend Levi Ash Wright, my brother, I salute you. And he gave me this bottle, and this is none other than Laudc Issey. And what did we know it as back in the 90s? All we knew was, man, I'm going to get that issey Miyake. Because we could not say the rest of it. And I still can hardly say the name right. This is a bottle he gave me. This is exactly where the juice was when he gave it to me. I'm going to explain it to you. This is a vintage bottle. And I've looked it up just to see if he was telling the truth. But let me tell you something. This guy buys 10, 15 bottles of issey Miyake. It's all he can wear. It's all his old lady like. Now the story goes, he tried to step outside of this issey Miyake and went and bought some Dior Sauvage. So he spent almost $200 on that bottle, and we know how much Dior Sauvage can run. And I think it was the eau de parfum. His wife hated it, broke my heart, and he ended up giving the bottle to one of his preacher friends. Should have been me though, but I wasn't around. She hated it, man. He said he went, called himself spraying the bottle, came to bed, had his little boxers on, he doing the happy dance, jumped in the bed and thought he was about to get it in, and his wife turned over and said, what you wearing? You better go wash that butt. And he had to give it away. But it be like that sometimes, y'all. So he ended up going back to his first love. And this is LAUDC Issey. Now, let's get into this fragrance. Guys, when this fragrance came out, everybody wanted it. Everybody had to have it. There was nothing else like it. Let's just be real. It was unique. It was groundbreaking. It was a woody aquatic, and I think that's what messed people up. You put woody and aquatic together, and people went crazy. I was one that went and got it in that white lac, me and all them girls. I used to keep a Cadillac full of women. Yes, I did. I ain't gonna lie on myself. I did. We went to the mall, Cartana Mall here in Baton Rouge. Many of you who from Baton Rouge know all about the Cartana Mall. It's shut down now. And I went and purchased this fragrance. Man, oh man, oh man, oh man. And this fragrance here have done things for me where I didn't have to spit in the game. The smell did it. Woody, aquatic. And I'm not gonna write no notes. I'm not gonna really talk about the notes. I'm gonna write the notes for you. I'm gonna give you the year it came out, the nose that came. I think his name is Jacques Cavalier. And he did this fragrance, man. And the only two I got from Issey is this one. This is the Intense of this, the flanker. And I got another one in there, I think. And I don't really wear that one, okay? But this is my favorite. I always have been and always will be. You feel me? So thank you, Reverend Levi S. Wright. Man, I appreciate it. And this is all he wears. So he told me anytime I want a vintage bottle, call him. He'll give me one. In fact, he gave me this one. Just pull it out the back seat. And he shouldn't have had it in the car, but I'm glad he did, because I wouldn't have it. So this is what we are going to talk about briefly, and I'm just having some fun today, y'all. I've had a great day, and I'm feeling real good, and I know you are too. Now, Woody Aquatic, 1994, Jacques Cavalier, you know all of that. The name, issey Miyake, firstborn, three houses. This makes sense, because this was their first men fragrance. The first fragrance they created, though, was a women fragrance. It was the sister of this fragrance. So it was the women, and then they did the men. Now, let me spray this beautiful scent, you guys. This takes me all the way back when I spray it. And I'm going to rock this tonight, but I won't be rocking this much. Y'all, this is a room filler. This is a room filler, and let me tell you something. This can get clawing if you wear it on the wrong day, in the wrong temperature. Now your notes are there, you see them, but what you get from this fragrance, let me tell you the note that make this fragrance famous, because we hadn't heard about no ouzo. So you got ouzo and lotus flower. That's what did it. Coriander and cinnamon with some sweetness and pepper. That is what makes the fragrance. Cinnamon, coriander, yuzu, and lotus flower. And I have smelled lotus flower on its own. In fact, I have a fragrance called mango, lotus flower, and driftwood. So I know that smell, and I'm smelling it in here along with the yuzu. Now, the lotus flower is not a loud lotus. The yuzu is the loudest, especially in the opening. This stuff will make you sneeze. And this stuff is strong. The current formulations, though it has the scent, but it don't smell like this, y'all. It's good, don't get me wrong, but it ain't loud like this. So I know I won't be wearing this that much, but I am going to get some enjoyment out of it. I'm glad I have it. I'm glad he gave it to me. And he said, man, if I'd have known that you were on YouTube and you were in the fragrances, I would have passed on that Sauvage to you. So I said, well, look, don't pass me up no more. You heard me? So I'm glad about it, you guys. Listen, this fragrance here, you definitely, I would say it's a room filler. It is a room filler. Back in those times, it was a room filler. It has a lot of notes. That's how you know it's a 90s fragrance. The 90s, you guys, was powerful when it comes to release. A lot of the fragrances we know now came out in the 90s. A lot of the flankers was spawned in the 90s, late 90s, early 2000s, on and so forth and so as. And this one is no exception. You know, you had John Paul that came out in 95, Gaultier with his Le Male. You had this one that came out around that time. You had some of the Versaces that came out around this time. Polo was still doing his thing around that time. I mean, you know, the 90s was, man, you know, the 80s was the disco era, but then that went out. And this is when the rap and the gangster rap and all of the R&B Jodeci and Boys to Man and all of it. Man, I can talk about these times forever. For you know, the 90s, oh man. Oh man, I was a young man too, in my prime. You hear me? I used to be everywhere with this scent. Ouzo, lotus, cinnamon, some sweetness, some spice to live. I want you to read the notes quick for me. I just want them to hear your voice. Go ahead and read them for me. You got them?
Yes, sir.
Go ahead, read them notes.
Top, yuzu.
Go ahead, read them.
Lemon, bergamot,
Yep.
mandarin orange, lemon verbena,
Yeah.
cypress,
Y'all.
Coriander.
Coriander, see? Tarragon.
Sage.
Listen.
callus.
Sage, that lemon verbena, yeah, you smell that too. Lemon verbena, that's what makes that Tres Nuits by our moth so good. All right, keep going.
Middle, blue lotus, nutmeg, lily of the valley, saffron, cinnamon, bourbon geranium, selim, and mignola. Base notes: Tahitian vetiver, musk, cedar, sandalwood, tobacco, and amber.
All right, so you heard it got tobacco in it, amber in it, sandalwood, but what you get mainly in the dry down, and I got, no lie, I tried this the other night when he gave it to me. I just sprayed it playing around. I got 9 hours before it even began to get into the dry down. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. 9 hours. And when it did dry down, I got the creaminess from the sandalwood. I got the cedar, a little hint of the nutmeg, some of the blue lotus I was smelling, tobacco. I couldn't smell that though. Nutmeg. That's it. Cinnamon. So you get a spicy, aquatic, woody dry down. And that's it. And this fragrance here is definitely date night. It's this right now. The question may be asked, is it redundant? No, man. Right now, I think even in 21, this fragrance, it still smells good. I don't care what nobody say. The only difference I see in fragrances this old, and fragrances now is when you get something like this, you don't spray it as much, as heavy. Get you a couple sprays and roll on. You know, and they talk about old men spraying, but the old men just happen to over spray. I don't know what it is, but yeah, they do. I'm not going to include myself in that. I got enough sense to know stuff like this, I shouldn't spray that much, okay? So overall, a popular fragrance is still popular. You still won't go wrong getting your hands on a bottle of this issey Miyake. Yes, it is a looked over house, slept on house, but you need not to sleep on it. Issey Miyake is still out here. I love it, you guys, and I think right now, if you get your hands on it, even though you may not get this kind of formulation, I think it's still worth it. So, L'UDC Issey Poron by Issey Miyake. That's been my take, you guys. I had a little fun with it. And if you can remember when you got it and what was your experience with it, Let me know down in the comment box what was your experiences, okay? Listen, I thank you for joining me. This is your boy Russell Mack with number 10, issey Miyake. That's what I talked about. I got my 2 bottles. What do you have? All right. I'll see you guys for another fragrance preview soon. Take care of yourself. I love you so much. Peace, family.
All right. Okay.